So, Cleric. So we'll go through this, guys, and then we will watch the video, the new video that they just came out with, so we can actually see some of the attacks in action. So, take it away, Missy.
Hey, in a world often fraught with peril, a cleric is never wanting for friends. They can protect their allies in a number of ways, and when necessary, snuff the life out of others. As masters over the very essence of vitality, they can sense the broken and corrupted. The strands of this essence connect everything and everyone. Clerics find themselves particularly attuned to the threads that channel life and motive energy. By reinforcing these tendrils, they can heal and even resurrect those that have been wounded. By tearing them, they can steal energy from their foes, turning their enemies' powers against them amid the frenzied heat of battle.
So it sounds like a cleric will heal, but it'll also almost kind of feels like a
tear you apart.
Yeah. So, all right. So a cleric and a tank, you'd be an apostle. Okay. It almost. I'm surprised they went with apostle. Well, like Templar. It'd be cool if they went like Crusader, but maybe there's already a Crusader somewhere. Let's see if there's anything for an apostle here. It doesn't really show it. Okay. Cleric and Cleric, High Priest. That definitely goes out. Cleric and Mage, Oracle. Yes. A Cleric and Ranger, a Protector. It's like you would think a Protector would be like a Cleric and Tank. Cleric and Bard, a Scryer, which I could see you're writing. You're probably through artistic, music or something like that would be
poetry.
Yeah. Cleric and Rogue, Shadow Discipline. So that'll probably be like a Shadow Priest, like in World of Warcraft, probably. A Cleric and Summoner, a Shaman. I could see that. Yeah. Maybe like summoning light, like a light, like a creature of the light or something like that. Yeah. And then Cleric and Fighter is going to be Templar. So yeah. Wonder if they have anything for Templar. No Templar just yet. Like I said, they haven't really came out with a lot of these classes just yet. I think they're still trying to, I guess we just got the Cleric one. Hopefully they'll be coming out with archetype videos probably every couple weeks for another one. So that'll be cool to see them in action. Alright, skills and abilities, Missy.
So their skills and abilities are Restoration, Enhancement, and Debilitation. Clerics keep their team in the fight by bolstering their combat abilities and cursing their enemies. Far from simply supporting their allies through healing, a cleric is also capable of wielding destructive force in the face of danger.
Yep.
So clerics have control over life, and this may relate to utility abilities that relate to corruption.
Yep. So that'll be interesting with corruption. And then corruption's what you get from doing naughty things. So. And if
I may have a little bit of corruption.
Right. So their skills are Benediction, so chain heal that heals up to 3 targets. They do show that in the video. Castration.
No, castigation.
Castration. Hey, it is a cleric.
They're not going to cut your balls off. It's all right. Well, maybe they will. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, you never know. You need a pennant. And what's funny too is I went with that because this looked like a little hot knife right here. So I mean, I was like, okay. Hey, it would have been a very unique attack.
Yeah. I guess you could say they'd be going balls out.
Exactly. Lashes your target with holy energy, dealing direct damage. It would provides health regeneration and mana restoration for you and your surrounding allies. So Damnation curses your target, dealing holy damage over time and lowering their damage output. Devotion, a swift act that heals your target. It's a quick hot. I think they show that in the video. I think they actually go through, if not all of these. Divine Censure throws a radiant spear at the target, dealing damage at any time the target is attacked. The attacker has a chance to get healed. Exorcism, holy power rips at your target, spirit channeling damage over time. A holy energy blast damages nearby enemies at the end of their channel. That's pretty cool. So it's like a dot. So you're channeling, so you're probably gonna have to stand there and actually do it, which they do show all this. Hallowed Ground.
I wonder if you scream, "The power of Christ compels you."
Hey, you probably could make a macro, right? Just, you know, it'll scream it out while you're...
It's almost worth it for the macros.
Right. Hallowed Ground fills the surrounding area with radiant energy, damaging enemies and healing allies. Judgment. So this one, they showed it. The animation's kind of weak on it right now. Because, like, I was trying to see... I mean, unless the hammer is coming out, but it's just so small and it's too quick. You can't really see it being thrown. But holy power crushes your target, dealing direct damage and lowering their damage mitigation. And of course, resurrection resurrects a dead ally. So with that, let's take a look at the cleric. Missy, let me know when you have it up.
Yep.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go. And these are active skills, level 1s through 10. That is a whip. Alright. So we did that one. Alright, Missies, what did you think?
I love the way it looks. Absolutely. Like the spells and everything. I hope it looks like that in game.
Well, I mean, definitely. I mean, this is what, you know, Alpha 1. I think right now they're actually calling it Alpha 1. So, I would say it's just gonna get better. There's no polish right now. Those are just, we have to have something that looks like an attack, and so they'll just get better. I know there are some attacks. I think the black hole, when they were showing the little PvP match, little castle siege, literally the black hole like you couldn't see anything on the screen. It was just black. So they said they have to like temper down some of them though. But it'll be fun though. But yeah, it was cool to see the Cleric. I'm hoping they bring him out quicker. I know they said their team is putting those videos together, so hopefully they'll have another one. I hope it's not one a month, to be honest, but that's probably what they're going to do, being we still have like 2 years to go on this thing. But who knows, maybe it'll surprise us. It won't be that long. Alright, fighter, which isn't too much on the fighter, but take it away, Missy. Let's see, people in the forums debating the levitate animation. What are your thoughts? The levitate? I mean, as far as like them levitating, I think there definitely should be more fluidity in it. I think, because like coming from like World of Warcraft, and that's one thing World of Warcraft does definitely have it. Even Asmongold's even said this is the filling of the characters and just the gameplay is so fluid and easygoing and just looks really good. So like when a priest levitates in that game, healing and stuff wise, the clothes are flapping, like there seems to be a lot more wind coming off of them. So definitely I think right now a lot of stuff that we're seeing is animation lock. Yeah, I mean that is an issue, but I mean, to be honest, as a cleric, you should hopefully have people up in your face. But then again, like I said, if you're kind of more DPSing with it, I don't know, Chris, I don't know if you're still here. I know for Final Fantasy XIV, that was kind of an issue with animation lock. And especially with Dragoons, you'd be sitting there flipping around, twirling around, and then doing an attack for like 3 seconds, but during that time, you're just like, you're animation locked, right? So I think if they can break away, if they could set it to where you're going up, but then you can move and like quickly move, I think you'd be okay. So I think that's definitely.
I personally like the levitate animation. I do.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it visually.
Yeah.
It just seems like something, like that you're.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, to just cancel it. Yeah, I think just to move, like moving your character would cancel it, like, and I know that's going to be, like I said, the tests that are coming up. It would that'll definitely be something that I think a lot of people will probably be the first thing they test out is animation locks and stuff like that. So hopefully, if you move your character, then it'll just cancel itself, or something would have to kind of, maybe you're not invincible, but dampening. I don't know how you would exactly do it. Probably the easiest thing would be you move, it cancels. That'd be my thing. Alright, Missy. Fighter.
Alright, fighter. Another archetype. The fighter is an expert in physical combat, a master of many weapons. This warrior strikes fear into the heart of his foes.
Yeah, the fighter.
So I guess he is what he is. He's a fighter. He fights. That's it. He's a fighter.
And I know some of these people are probably thinking, especially when we get into like tank and stuff like that, or even cleric, they're like, oh, this is a tank. Is if you're a tank, then your role is a tank. And I think there's going to be differences on that, in the sense of you could be a tank, but you could, like I think it'll be, maybe you're not an aggro tank. Maybe you're just somebody that would take, maybe there's some through augments through other classes that maybe you buff people's defenses. Maybe a tank isn't,
It says they help the party to mitigate incoming damage.
Yeah, so a tank could just be
more
like
a shield.
Yeah.
Where a fighter's a fighter, he's more of like the shield.
Yeah. A dreadnought. That's a cool name. So we got Blade Caller, which is a summoner, which I think that is what you were talking about earlier, summoning weapons. So as a fighter, maybe as a fighter summoner, what you do is you summon weapons, and either yourself is using those weapons or you're summoning them for others to use. I don't think if they've went into that or not. Fighter and Bard, Blade Dancer. See, these ones actually have some pretty cool names. Because then your blades would be like dancing and stuff like that. I could see that doing damage. Fighter and Tank Dreadnought. I'm gonna dip into this. Is there anything in this one? Nope.
They haven't really gone into this.
Nope. Fighter and Cleric, High Sword. Which I'd almost think like, but I know there is a Paladin, but I think it's on Tank, and I think it's Tank and Cleric would be Paladin. Fighter and Ranger, Hunter. Fighter and Rogue, Shadowblade. That's pretty cool. That'd be a cool one. Fighter and Mage, just Spell Sword. So I wonder with that one, to me,
fiery.
Yeah, that would be practically you cast an enchantment on your sword to make it become an element of some sort. Fighter, Weapon Master. So I would hope that right there, that Weapon Master, that combination has very unique access to certain weapon types. You know what I mean? Like there's a weapon type or two of them that unless you're a Weapon Master, you cannot use that weapon. So I think that'd be cool. Let's see. The fighter archetype, I almost said archetype, will include maneuverability and closing the gap mechanics to enable the fighter to quickly traverse distances on the battlefield. So this is that rush I was telling you guys. So the fighter and mage, so if you were to rush, right here it says rush towards a target, and upon reaching the target, deal an amount of damage with a chance to knock down the target. So, as a mage, instead of physically rushing, you would teleport to that target. That's what an augment would do. An augment it adapts and changes your normal archetype attack to reflect your secondary class that you've taken upon yourself. I guess Missy. Yeah.
What we want the fighter warrior to do is to be able to cut through enemy lines, get to the support area of a raid perhaps, and take out healers with some quick DPS burst damage. We want them to be masters of different weapons. We want them to be able to be versatile in whether or not they want to be a ranged fighter or melee one. It's going to be up to the player.
That it is.